Hello, Elly here from Thankful Flow Yoga. Thank you for joining me for our day 26 in 30 days of yoga. Well done if you have done every flow to this point, for getting this far. But either way, thank you so much for being here and joining me in this practice. So today we are going to be doing a balance themed flow. Now balance, this aspect of balance is a huge part of yoga on a mental and physical level, but it's a huge part of life. We need these different forces, to combine. Just like with the inhale, we need to draw that energy in, to lift, to lengthen, but we also on our exhale need to let go, to soften, to relax. And just like using the different parts of our nervous system, we need our fight and flight, but we also need our rest and digest. So this practice is honouring that today. We're going to be physically balancing a lot and working with that aspect of balance, but we're also going to be connecting to that inner sense of balance and what that means for us today. So we are going to, with that in mind, get started by coming into our tree pose. So come into a standing position to begin with, and just to ground into this practice, we'll close the eyes or take a steady gaze out in front. And take a deep breath in. And just send your awareness into the body. Maybe seeing if you can notice how the ground feels beneath your feet. Sometimes it's interesting as we close the eyes to notice how that affects the balance. You might be able to feel a gentle sway in the body as you stand here. So just observing. Taking a moment to breathe, to be still, to be present. Opening the eyes up now if you had them closed. And of course, as always, using support here if you need to. So if you need to use the wall or use some support, please do. So open your right knee out to the side. Now for your tree, you could be keeping the toes connected to the ground and working here. Your foot could be coming to the calf or the thigh. Just making sure that you're not resting any weight on the knee joint. So inhale, sweep the fingertips up, grow your tree tool. And then float your right arm to the right thigh, palm facing up. We're not putting pressure into the right thigh. Inhale, lift up and out from the waist. Exhale, can you take a little stretch over to the right? Keep breathing, keep that space across the chest. Maybe even taking a smile here if you can. Inhale, see if you can come away from your stretch and reach both hands back up. And on the exhale, left arm floats forwards. Can you send that right arm back or in that direction? Maybe following with the gaze, so taking a twist here. So we are a flying tree right now. Inhale, come back to center, float both arms back up to the top. Exhale, hands to heart center. Release the right leg. If you spent most of that rolling around, wobbling around, then just know that I'm sure many others were doing that with you. That's all part of this practice. It's all part about balance. Part of learning balance is falling out and wobbling. So, other side. So this time we come onto our tree with the left leg bent. Again, you can keep the toes connected to the mat. Remember, this is the beginning of the practice as well, so you might be taking a different option to what you might take at the end of a practice doing a balance. So bring your foot into position. Really growing tall through your tree, lifting through that right hip, so we're not sitting into the right hip at all, strong through the standing right leg. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. Float the left hand to the left thigh, palm facing up. Inhale, lift up and out from the waist. Exhale, stretching over to the left side, but we're not putting weight into that leg. Breathing here. It could be a really small movement here, really subtle. Well done. Float both hands back up to center. And this time, as you exhale, the right arm comes forwards, left arm comes back. So taking your twist here if you have space. Sending your gaze out behind or in that direction. Inhale, float the hands back to center. Exhale, hands to heart, center, Anjali Mudra. Release. So we're going to do it once more on each side now. So coming into your tree with the right leg bent. So we'll do it a little bit quicker this time. Inhale, reach the arms up. Float the right hand down. Coming into your stretch. Really finding that drishti, that focus point here as well. That's really gonna key for our balance postures is our drishti. Where the mind goes, the body follows. So don't have your drishti down on the ground, have it somewhere out in front. Coming back to center. And left fingertips reach out in front, right fingertips come back, find your twist. Inhale back to center, exhale, hands come through heart center, release the right leg, left side. So find your left side tree or left leg's bent, whichever leg you didn't do last time. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, bring that left hand to the left thigh. Inhale, lift up and out from the waist first. Exhale, stretching over to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, right arm reaches out in front, left arm comes out behind, finding your twist. Keep breathing, keep pressing that right foot into the ground. All four corners of the foot connecting. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands to heart center and release. Bet you haven't done that warm up in yoga class before. Well, maybe you have. Let me know if you have. So, from here we're going to bend and soften through the legs, draw the belly in towards the spine and come down into a forward fold. So let the head drop down heavy here. Just hanging down in a little forward fold. Taking any movement that feels good. Maybe bending through one leg, then the other. Coming back to stillness, I want you to walk your hands out to find a downward facing dog. So your first downward facing dog of the practice. Hips are lifting away from the ribs. Start to pedal out through the legs here. So stretching into the backs of the legs. Then walk the feet in towards the hands, so we're coming back to a forward fold. Hanging down here, again taking any gentle movement. And then we're going to place this right hand either on the mat or you could pop it on a block to give you a little bit more space here. Really bend through that right leg, lengthen as much as you can through the left leg. And I want you to inhale, sweep these left fingertips up and around in a circular motion. So moving into the shoulders. or this left shoulder. So inhale, nice slow movement. Exhale, circling around. It doesn't matter if this left leg needs to keep a bend in it, that's okay. One more, circling around. And then we'll come to the other side. So left hand comes to a block or the mat. Left leg bends, right leg lengthens. Inhale, really sweeping those fingertips up and around, seeing if you can follow with your gaze. So imagine that your gaze is following the hand here. Really nice, slow, controlled movements. So my palms facing the wall, if that makes sense. Last one. Well done. Bring the hands back down. And you walk or step the feet back to your downward facing dog. So grounding here, just remembering there's child's pose there for you at any time. I want you to see if you can ground into this right hand and lift your left hand away. It could be just hovering, maybe it's reaching out behind. Bring it back down. Can you reach the right hand away? So we're still working with balance and a lot of strength and stability here too. And it could just be hovering, so listen to your body here. Do not do anything that doesn't feel right for you. Now we do it with the legs, so taking a 3-leg dog. So again, you could just be hovering the foot away. Maybe you're sweeping up into your 3-leg dog position, opening into the hips here. Bring it back down, right leg lifts away, could just be hovering the foot, or you could be sweeping into your 3-leg dog. Bringing it back down. Now a little bit of fun here. So seeing if you can sweep that left leg away, and can you bring the left hand away as well? So a lot going on here. A lot of balance. Well done for giving that a go. Bring it back in, other side. So right leg sweeps away. Can you hover that right hand away as well? Often we have a stronger side and a less strong side with balance. That's very normal, that's okay. And bring it back in, well done. Shift the shoulders forward to find a plank position. You can always drop your knees straight down, and we'll flow through a chaturanga. So inhaling through into your upward facing dog or cobra. And we'll exhale back to downward facing dog. From here, inhale, sweep the right foot through between the hands, reach the fingertips up, find a high lunge, lifting up and out from the waist. Option here to come onto the ball of the right foot, so lifting the heel away, just an option. Now bringing your right heel back down to the mat, hands to heart center. Find your way into warrior 3. So bring the weight into the right foot, lifting the left leg away. Having your hands on blocks here, reducing the range of movement to modify. And then from here, seeing if you can keep this back left leg lifted. No worries if that's not happening for you today. We're going to bend through the legs, hook this left leg around over the top of the right and find eagle. So your eagle could be bringing the toes to touch the mat. Maybe you're taking the full hook. So take the option that works for you. And then we take the eagle arms as well. So we're lifting through the fingertips but sitting down through the hips for eagle. So this pose is so connected to our sense of course, balance, endurance, strength, stability, flexibility. It's all going on here. This is a fierce pose. So really connecting to a strong inner line of energy, a strong sense of grounding. and opposing forces, because we're lifting through the arms, but we're sitting down through the hips, so that balance of both. Now, unraveling from your eagle, seeing if you can still keep that left leg hovered. Again, no worries if that's not happening for you. Take a big step back with the left leg and make your way back to plank. Flow through your vinyasa, inhaling upward facing dog or cobra, and exhaling back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot through between the hands, reach the fingertips up, lifting up and out from the waist. Option to come onto the ball of the left foot here, so lifting that heel away, adding in just another element of balance and strength and all of those things. But also balance could be about knowing when to take a break today, knowing when to take a rest in your practice, to take a child's pose. Having your balance, connecting to your balance today could be about that. So it might not be taking every physical balance posture that's offered to you. That is the practice of yoga, honouring that. So bring your left heel back down, flow into your warrior three, so lifting that back leg away, having hands on blocks to support you if you need to, or reducing the range of movement. Breathing here, pressing through the heel of the right foot backwards, hips are square. And then start to see if you can sweep this right leg through without touching, but it really doesn't matter. If you need to bring the foot down, add in a couple of steps and hook your right leg over to find your eagle pose. So you don't have to take the double hook here. And sinking the hips down, lifting up through the fingertips. Breathing, connecting to that inner line of energy. Coming in and out if you need to. Well done. Unravel. Whoop. Unravel. And take a big step back with that right leg back to a high lunge. Float the hands down, step it back to plank. And vinyasa. Inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Take a moment here to breathe. Take a child's pose if you need to. And then from here, we'll inhale, step the right foot through between the hands. And from here, we're going to see if you can transition into your Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So you've got the option to grab your block and have that here. So we've stepped this right foot through. You could be grabbing your block and seeing if you can power into that right leg and open up to your half moon position. So right hand's either on the block or the mat. Left fingertips reaching up. Maybe you can take your gaze towards the ceiling. Well done. Floating the hands down to the mat. Squaring off the hips to begin with to find a standing split with square hips. So this is a bit like when you're taking a supported Vibrasana 3 or Warrior 3. Option now, if it's in your practice, to walk the hands in and open into the hips. So taking a standing split with the open hips, but equally you can stay with the closed hips version. So just listening to your body, seeing what feels right. Well done. Releasing from your standing split, taking a big step back with the left leg, finding your way back to plank. Final vinyasa, inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale back to downward facing dog. And this time we sweep the left foot through between the hands. Let's see if we can take that transition, powering into the left leg, left fingertips to the mat or a block, right fingertips reach up, half moon. Maybe taking the gaze to the ceiling here. This is one of my favourite balances. I love this balance. Something about just the opening with the hip. And just this movement, being in this shape. I don't know if I'm alone in that, whether you guys love this one as much as I do. So we're going to bring the right hand back down to the mat and finding our standing split with the square hip to begin with. So seeing if you can square off those hips and take a breath here, and either staying here, or then you've got the option to walk the hands in and open the hips. Maybe that left arm's wrapping around the left leg. Well done. And take a big step back with that right leg. Step it back to plank. And then with the knees down, you're going to walk the hands in and we're going to come to a seated position on the mat. And we're going to take our upright happy baby. I know that there is another name for this, but it's not in my mind today. So we're going to bring the feet down to the mat, roughly just slightly further than hip width apart. And the best way to practice this is we're going to do one side each first. So again, having a little bit of fun with this, bringing a light-hearted element. It's okay if you end up rolling around. That's all part of kind of, this practice. So we'll do the right leg first. We're bringing the right hand to either the back of the thigh, the calf, or the foot. You could have peace fingers around the big toe if that works for you. So keeping the leg bent to begin with. So this is our right side half happy baby. Really keep that nice space across the chest, belly's drawing in, core supporting the spine. Bring the right leg down, take it onto the other side. So lifting, finding that half happy baby, but I'm really lifting through the chest. Crown of the head's reaching towards the ceiling. Bring it back down. Now we're going to give it a go with both legs. So again, seeing what feels right for you and just making sure that if you need to roll back, then you can. Option for anyone who's kind of quite open in the backs of the legs is you can play with lengthening through the legs here so that you're in this version. Again, that won't be for everyone. Really important that we're not rounding through the spine a lot here. So try and keep that lengthened space across the chest. Keep breathing, keep smiling if at all possible. Finding that connection to balance. You can even maybe bend through the one leg and straighten it, bend through the other leg and straighten it. Have a little roll around if that feels good too. And well done, bring the legs back in. Soles of the feet come together and let your knees drop out to the side, finding our Baddha Konasana position. Inhale, reach the crown of the head to the ceiling. Exhale, folding forwards, keeping the spine long. Connecting to some slow, soft breaths. Maybe just taking a moment here to observe anything that's come up in this practice today. Maybe reflecting on how balanced you feel. And that could be on a physical level, it could be on a different level. Inhale, lifting away from the fold. And just coming back to a comfortable seated position on your mat. And we'll bring the hands, palms together to touch the ground, to honour just being present in this moment. Thank you so much for flowing with me and joining me for this balance practice. I hope that you found it helpful and enjoyed it. Do feedback to me on how you're getting on. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to this channel. It is completely free. It just really helps me to provide these classes. And yeah, I can't wait to flow with you again very soon. Link below to all the other things that I offer. So do check that out, and yes, take care, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.